Welcome to another edition of the Meet Your Sweet Relationship Help for Men podcast. I'm Maribel Summers. Thanks for joining me. If it's your first time hanging out with us here on meetyoursweet.com, then you're in the right place to get the answers for some of the relationship issues that you've wondered about the most. We cover it all here, from how to land the woman of your dreams to how to date a younger woman, which happens to be today's topic, conveniently enough, and helping me navigate you through this sometimes complicated world of dating younger is relationship and dating coach Heather Havenwood, who is the creator of Dating Up, How to Date a Younger Woman, Even, you listening, guys? You listening? Even if you're fat, ugly, or dead broke. Thanks so much for joining me today, Heather.
I'm excited to be here. This is a lot of fun. By the way, I was listening to you. You leaned in. I'm like, listen to what? What? Oh, that sounds good. Yes, fat, ugly, or dead broke. Guys, I promise you, if you can date younger women even if you're fat, ugly, and dead broke. Or if you're hot and gorgeous, you can do that as well. Either way.
See, already we're only a few seconds into this, guys, and hopefully we've already got you enraptured enough with us that you're already wanting to hear more. And I know for some of you guys out there, you probably thought, dating a younger woman? Well, Heather, I have to tell you, I've gone through your system, and guys, listen, you're in the right hands with this woman, okay? So Heather, we've all heard about those proverbial May-December relationships. Give me the feminine perspective on why women like to date older men.
This is a great question. And the more we get into our society is actually changing, the more that this is actually happening more and more. And the reason this is because innately women are attracted to and they desire to be with a man that knows where they're going in life. And in my experience so far in the last 10 or 20 years, women are becoming more and more career oriented, but they're also getting into that place where they know where they're going in life at an earlier age. When they're 25, when they're 30. You meet a woman today who's 25 or 30, they usually kind of know what they're doing. They've got a college education, maybe they're getting their master's. They kind of have this head on their shoulders. And they look around and they're noticing that men who are 25 and 30 don't. And so they're very much geared towards dating, being with, marrying, hanging out with, having conversations with, having coffee, relaxing with older men. Because at least they know something about being a man at another level, and they feel a lot more confident with being with a man who, I would say, knows where he's going in life.
Or, Heather, what about he's also been there, done that?
Absolutely. Been there, done that. Usually, they're traveled or, 10 years ago, they were maybe in the Army or they used to do this kind of corporate job and traveled. They feel like they're with somebody that they feel protected with, if that makes any sense. So they're kind of like, I know that this person, I can look at them and go, hey, I had this situation or problem. What do you think? They kind of look at them as like a mini mentor. And women today like that. They really enjoy that process. And it's happening more and more today. And so if you're an older man, and when I say older, what I mean by that, let me distinguish that, is over 40. Now, I don't think 40 is older. I don't. But I just want to distinguish the distinction between younger and older. A man who's 25 thinks very differently than a man who's over 35 or 40, okay? And most of my clients, though, are over 50. They're more 55, 60, which is still the new 40. So I just want to distinguish the difference between older and younger. What I mean by that is it could be 21, could be 25, 30 at 35. Now, I do have a caveat. We can go into it later. I call it a warning. I say this in my course. It's the first thing I say is there's a warning also of dating younger women. And I can talk about it now, Maribel, or I could talk about it later. It's up to you.
Oh, feel free to delve into it now, because I'd much rather the guys know up front what this warning is so that they don't have certain ideas built up in their minds about how this is going to be, and then they're disappointed in some way later on because they don't have the full picture.
Absolutely. So here's what I say. Here's the warning. It's kind of like when we buy something, warning, battery is not included, warning, if you do this, you're going to choke or something like that, right? Here's the warning with younger women, okay? Ready? They are more emotional, okay? So if you're an older man and you date someone who's 21 and she's emotionally crazy and going, blah, blah, and she's all about her friends and she's like, oh my God, and she raises her voice a lot and goes freaking apeshit, don't complain. You knew. It was on the warning label, because women who are younger are way more emotional socially. Okay. And that's because there's still a little bit in that side of that young conversation, young 1921. Their world is still their friends in a lot of ways. Their world is still their social network. They're not necessarily always focused on where they really want to go in life, and they're grounded in that yet. They like that about you, okay? But they not necessarily don't know that 100% about themselves yet. They're not 100% confident who they are. Let's talk about a difference of a woman who's 40, who's grounded in who she is, and she doesn't really care what maybe her old friends thought of her. She knows what she wants, and she's more direct with you, okay? Versus emotional and crazy. You'll get that when you get 22 and 23.
So in other words, guys, there are some trade-offs. It's
Yes.
like anything in life. You want this over here, then you may have to give up this particular aspect in order to get that. So again, Heather has given the warning label going in.
Warning label.
That's right. So, now that
the drama queen, I've got ones that a client once go, I really, I like this girl I'm dating. She's 22. She's hot. She's smoking, she's this, she's that, but she's like such a drama queen. I don't know how to, I'm like, yeah. If you don't want a drama queen, if you want someone who's more upfront, clear, here's what we're going to do, here's what I want, but not drama, then you need to date someone who's in their 30s and 40s. If you want drama queen or just hot, that's the trade-off, You don't see what I call a 10, a model, a woman who's just like a 10, she's gorgeous, and expect her to be drama-free. If you expect that, you're just insane. Because women who are extremely gorgeous or have that extreme, they're just beautiful, I promise you, their life is usually full of massive drama, especially at a young age.
And see, that's something, guys, that I want you to listen for, because that's something that we're going to talk about more in depth, if not today, maybe at some other time. But I can pretty much guarantee you that you're going to hear Heather's voice again with me, because I just love hanging out with her, and us giving you guys advice on how to be better men for us even makes it a little bit more fun. It's a little bit of girl time, but we're also helping you guys understand us a little bit better so that we can all work together well in this world of relationships.
Absolutely.
Heather, one of the things that men and women both experience, and we have in common, whether we recognize it or not, is that we all fear rejection. Men fear it as much as women do. And I can only imagine how much this fear would be heightened when it comes to an older man who is attempting to attract a smoking hot younger woman. So Heather, do you have any tips on how a guy can avoid the fear of approach and rejection? What can he do to lower this risk?
That's a great question. I think honestly it starts with confidence, and it sounds kind of a bad question, but it really does start with first knowing that younger women are attracted to older men. Okay. That's the first thing. The second thing is understanding what you want as a man and being able to create that intention. Now, what do I mean by that? What that means is women feel intuitively a lot better than men. So it's called the creepy guy. Guys don't want to be the creepy guy. We know when a guy's being creepy, not by what he says, but like his energy, kind of what how it feels, like what's his intention. His intention is just like, oh, this creepy guy just wants to like ugh, like it's kind of ooky. He just wants to hang on you.
Mm-hmm.
That is not what women are attracted to in older men. And that guy could be 22, the guy could be 60, doesn't matter. It's still the same energy. So being a confident man, confident in who you are, confident in what you're saying, being engaged in who she is. One of the key pieces of being an older man that I think that they had to their advantage is they have the capability, at least most older men do, have the capability